Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy back with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about how failure is the greatest teacher. Look, when it comes to failure, it's always a lesson in it. No matter what the situation might be, it's always something that you can take from it, and it's easy. Especially with a lot of people, it's easy to sit and sulk in it. It's easy to be upset about it. It's easy to kick yourself about it and be down about it or whatever. And to a certain extent, you need that, because if you failing over and over again and you just don't care, that's a bad sign. But if you fail and it get to you, that means that you care. That means that your intentions was good. That means that you are willing to do whatever it takes to not fail again. Some people do things and they fail in life and they just be like, oh well. And you can't be like that, And when you always in the mind frame of what can I learn from this, you're gonna learn. You're gonna be able to examine the situation and take the lesson out of it. That's why failure is the greatest teacher, because at the end of the day, you can't go back and change it. At the end of the day, whatever happened, happened. So the only thing that you can do is extract the lesson. Say for example, you get a car repossessed. Obviously, you might have got in over your head, or you didn't manage your money right to where you couldn't make your car payment, whatever the case may be. But when you go back and analyze that situation, you can figure that out. You can be like, okay, look, the interest rate on that car was too high, or the payment was too high and I couldn't make the payment. So next time, I'm gonna make sure I get a lower payment. I'm gonna make sure I get some that I can afford, or I'm gonna make sure that I manage my money better. And maybe instead of trying to pay it once a month, maybe I'll pay a little bit out of each check, toward my car payment or whatever the case may be. But, you have to go back and analyze the situation and extract the lessons out of it. That's the only way you're going to be able to grow. That's the only way that you're going to be able to take failures good, is when okay, yeah, I messed up, but it's something that I can learn from this. It's something that, I can get out of this that's going to help me in the long run. A lot of people, they don't do that. A lot of people, they get caught up in what happened and all of that stuff, and they just sit around and sulk in it. They sit around and be upset about it, be mad about it or whatever, and you can only do that so much. You have to be able to, assess situations and take the lesson out of it, the bits and pieces out of it that's going to help you, and take that along with you in life. I've been through a lot of different stuff that I had to go back and assess the situation and take the lesson out of it. Whether it was relationships failing, jobs, financial setbacks, whatever the case was, I had to go back and learn from those things, and that's going to help you in life. From small things to big things, you got to be able to extract the lesson out of it, and you got to be able to see why things happen and how they happened the way that they happened, and be able to take that, and that'll help you order your steps in the future. I had situations that happened with jobs or whatever, and I was like, look, bro, you wasn't on it enough. You was lollygagging around, you wasn't really taking your job serious, and this or that happened. And I had to get it together. I had to take that lesson, and every job after that, I did better and better. I might have messed up again. I might have messed up The first time I messed up in a year, and then the next time it took me 2 years to mess up, or whatever. But at the end of the day, I just got better and better, because I'm like, okay, you did this, and that wrong. And so next time, make sure that you don't do those things, or you improve on those skills, or whatever the case may be. Like I could say my first trucking job, obviously it was my first trucking job, but I wasn't that good at maneuvering, so I knew that the next job that I get, I'm gonna make sure that I hone in on my maneuvering skills. Now I can maneuver like a mug. Like I'm good at that, because I took that lesson from the mistakes that I made the first time and was like, okay, I need to improve on that skill, And just like, a more recent lesson that I had was, when it comes to work, was I was getting ahead of myself a lot. So I realized, like, bro, you got to pace yourself, when it comes to these jobs, and when it comes to the situations that you have to deal with at work. You have to pace yourself. You cannot get ahead of yourself, because when I get ahead of myself, I start to make mistakes. So I realized I was able to assess a prior situation and realize that I was getting ahead of myself, and that was something that I needed to improve on. So all in all, that's what you have to do. You have to be able to go back on your past failures and assess the situations and take the lessons from it. Like if we talking about relationships, I realized, and it also helped that my ex from the relationship told me a lot of things that I needed to improve on. But I wasn't the most romantic person. I wasn't the most lovey-dovey person. And when it comes to a relationship, your partner might need that. Your partner might, just because that's not something that's important to you, that might be something that's important to them. And it's not necessarily the actual thing, it's you realizing it. So that was a thing that I had to realize and improve on, was being able to read my partner, being able to understand them fully, and that's a lesson that I have taken from my past situation, and that I'm gonna use in the future to help my next situation or whatever, so that's really what it's about, taking lessons from past failures that's gonna help you in the future, so that's really what I wanted to say in this video, and that's really what I mean by failure is the greatest teacher, because a person can tell you something over and over again, like, or you can read something in a book, or you can hear something over and over again, but there's nothing like trying something and failing at it that will teach you, because obviously you don't want to feel those bad feelings again that comes from failing. And then also, you went through that and you tried that and you failed at it, so at the end of the day, that will teach you better than somebody just telling you, or you just reading some, or whatever that the case may be. But all in all, man, if you fail at something, make sure you go back and analyze the situation and take the lessons out of it. That's all I got for y'all today, man. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.